So let us start the topic called blood relations. Blood relations by myself, Amarnadh. Okay. So first of all, I'll ask you some questions because everybody knows blood relations very well. Because every day you'll call your parents, okay, or relations, right or wrong? Okay. I'll ask some questions and let me try to answer. Okay. So based on your answers, I'll understand what you know. According to that, I'll answer that. Okay. How is my brother's wife's sister calls me? Go with English. Good. Actually, there is no relation. Okay. I have a brother. Yes, I have a relation. My brother got married. So, with that girl, I have a relation called sister-in-law. There ends the relation. With her sisters, parents, cousins, I don't have any relation. Okay. Next question. So, how is my mother's brother's wife? Mother's brother's wife. How I call her? How she calls me? Good. So, again, no relation is the answer. I have a relation with my mother, with his brother. With his wife, I don't have any relation. Okay. Suppose in the options, so actually my mother's brother means my uncle's wife. My uncle's wife means in the options, the option should be uncle's wife. Or Miss Enkamma, Mrs. Pulamma. Got it? That's it. Nothing else. Murli garu. Someone call. Go and call them. Wait. Yeah, వచ్చేసి. Good. So, I should call her as uncle's wife or Mrs. Pulamma or else no relation. But in the options, if you don't have all the three, then since we don't have any option, we have to choose aunt. Clear? Clear. So what happens is, suppose my father's brother, son, my father's brother's son. How should I call him? My father's brother's son. It's not brother, it's cousin. Okay. Next one. How can I call my brother's son? My brother's son. We feel son. Yes or no? But it is nephew. How will I call my sister's son? Nephew only. Okay. So whatever the relations that we have and whatever the relations that exist in blood relations are different. Okay. So why? Because our Indian culture is very much safe culture for the world. Safest culture in the world. Why? Because in India, randomly, if you find any person, his age is maybe a little bit more than you, if you feel like that. Okay, he's a boy. How do you call him by default? Anna means brother. So then what happens is, whether it is a male or female, there will be a safeguard. Because if a woman calls him as Anna or brother, means sexual harassment has been eradicated, right or wrong? So point one. Point two, since we have tried to create one relation, so there will be a harmony. Yes or no? So we won't feel that I'm in a strange location. Yes or no? So that is the advantage that we can. So suppose if you find a person, men or women, a stranger, okay, you might feel that a little bit elder to you, then you will call them as brother or sister, Anna or Akka. Okay, if you feel that younger to you, you will call them as Tamudu. Yes or no? Again brother or sister, that means. If you feel that they are very much old people. We'll call them as Tata, Ava, means grandma, grandpa. So means what happens is we will live in a harmony life. Whereas if you go to Western cultures, there is no such thing. Okay, the same nowadays India also following the worst thing. Okay, if a man finds any women, by default they will think in a different way. Am I right or wrong? Is it the way that in India they think? Not at all. Okay, so very small thing. Who is Swami Vivekananda? Known to Chicago people long ago, right or wrong? Just even half an hour before or 10 minutes before also they don't know what is actually Vivekananda is, right or wrong? With only one word, one statement, they clapped for half an hour. You know that at least? Standing ovation for half an hour. What is that statement? My dear brothers and sisters of America. Am I right or wrong? Means in that culture, there is no concept of brother and sister to any stranger. Only, what we say, wife, girlfriend, okay, or prostitute, such a mindset is there. Okay, but he is the first person with that mindset, he went there. So that's why he got half an hour standing ovation. Clear for you? Okay, good. If you keep all this aside, so that is the reason in India we have lot of relations. Whereas that UK people or US people doesn't have those many relations. Very much limited. So we are going with blood relations in English relations. Means those are very much limited. Very much limited. Okay. What you have to observe is whatever I explain on the board, okay, only those relations exist. If I have not explained any relation, means that is not existing. Okay, means while I am explaining my father's brother's wife, I will explain my father, how my father related to me, or how I am related to my father. Next one, how his brother related to me, how I am related to his brother. I will explain this one. I won't go to his wife. That means that with his wife and I don't have any relation. Clear? Whereas observe my father's brother's wife. In Indian culture, we will feel that like a mother we will respect. Like a child they will see. Yes or no? Yes or no? Means now the relation is very much good. Whereas if you go to foreign, no such things. Let's continue the relations that we have to define. So first you have to observe before marriage relations. Okay? First we have to go with before marriage relations. After that, post marriage relations. I will explain you, I will define you each and every relation. Okay? So before marriage, okay, and here I will follow some notations. That notations you should follow across the blood relations questions. Okay? If I write plus, that means that male. If I write minus, that means that female. So don't ask me why you are writing minus for female. Okay? I am not saying that minus females are negative. Okay? I am just saying that I have to use some notation. The common notations are plus and minus. That too in all the books almost use plus for men, minus for women. Okay? Nowadays, man is minus, women is plus. Why? Because all the money boyfriend will spend. Girlfriend will take. Yes or no, all the gifts. So who is plus, who is minus? Come on, speak out here. Okay, female is plus, male is minus nowadays. Okay, so it's not about dowries, etc., etc. Okay, just for some notation. Next one, I will write anywhere oval. Oval means siblings. So first of all, we have to know what is meant by a sibling. Okay, siblings means always remember with the same parents. With the same parents. Okay, so కొంచెం పచ్చిగా తెలుగులో చెప్పాలంటే ఒక అమ్మకి అబ్బకి పుట్టిన అందరూ సిబ్లింగ్స్. మీన్స్ ఒక అమ్మ అబ్బా అంటే మీన్స్ ఒక ఫాదర్ ఒక మదర్ కి పుట్టిన పిల్లలందరూ కూడా ఏమవుతారమ్మా సిబ్లింగ్స్. ఓకే, తెలుగులో అయితే సహోదరులు అంటాం, సహా ఉదరులు అంటే అందరూ అదే ఉదరం నుంచి వచ్చిన వాళ్ళు. ఓకేనా, దోస్ ఆర్ నోన్ as siblings. ఓకే, సో ఎనీవేర్ ఇఫ్ ఐ రైట్ rectangle, that means that they are couple. They are couple. Couple means always remember few conditions are there. Number one, only a male and female. Okay, because some people will say that's our Supreme Court accepted men marriage, women marriage. No, we don't have. I am not Supreme Court, I don't accept it. Next one, so couple means a men and women are only after marriage. Sir, before marriage we are lovers, sir, we are about to marry, so consider us as couple. No, we won't. Clear for you? So couple means only a man and women who got married. These are some notations. Okay, let's go for it. So before marriage, so there are 4 siblings, 2 brothers, 2 sisters, 2 men, 2 women. So how this person calls him? bro or brother. How this person calls her? Sis or sister. Okay, what we can call? Suskadva Durmaruda. Sis. Okay, sister or sis. Okay, how she calls him? Bro or brother. How she calls her? Sister or sis. Okay. So, point one is male sibling is known as brother, female sibling is known as sister. Okay, always remember that. So, from this definition only you can conclude one thing, that my father's brother's son will never be my brother. My father's brother's son. Is he my sibling first? If he is not a sibling, how will he be the brother? Got it? So, he will not be the brother. Okay, good, leave it. Sir, these all are siblings, means same parents, common parents, right or wrong? So, I am writing like this. Okay, that means representing that all these has same parents. Parents means definitely married. Definitely the men and women, right or wrong? So, I can represent as a couple. Okay. These four members collectively call them as parents. These two members collectively call these four members as children. Male parent is known as father, female parent is known as mother. I think no need to give the definitions. Okay, you know very well. Okay, so these four members call him as father. These four members call her as mother. These two people call him as son. These two people call her as daughter. Okay, so every relation we have to find, right? Now, sir, my father has some siblings. Okay, he has some brothers and sisters. My mother also have some siblings, sir. Some brothers and sisters. Now the question, how I will call them, how they will call me. Okay. Cool down. Just listen. Okay, I will give the time to copy. Okay. Try to memorize the relations. Okay. So these people call them as uncles and aunts, not auntie. Okay. It's aunt only. Uncles and aunt. Okay. So my parents' sibling, male sibling is known as uncle. My parents. Parents means fathers and mothers. My parents' female sibling is known as aunt. Means how these four people call him? Uncle. How these four people call her? Aunt. How these four people call her? Aunt. How these four people call him? Sir, here I am having a small problem. Sir, my mother's brother is uncle. My father's brother is also uncle. But I want to differentiate. Okay. Then we have two beautiful word calls paternal and maternal. Paternal and maternal. The word paternal represents father side relations, far side relations. Far means you can understand, right? Rel means you can understand, right? Relation. Okay. So maternal means ma side relations, mother side relations. Clear for you? Now tell me how these four people call him? Either uncle or maternal uncle, because in the question sometimes he will say that Raju is the uncle of Geeta. He won't say that maternal or paternal. Okay, you have to consider both, right? That is the reason these four people call him as uncle or maternal uncle. These four people call her as aunt or maternal aunt. These four people call him as uncle or paternal uncle. These four people call him as aunt or paternal aunt. Okay, we understand what is paternal and what is maternal. Now we have two more beautiful words called nephew and niece come into picture. Nephew, and we can call it as, some people niece, some people call it as niece. Whatever you want you can. Okay. Nephew means brother or sister's son. Simply speaking, sibling's son. Okay, what we can say? Sibling's son. Sibling's son. Suppose, now you have to understand the beautiful point is, my brother's son is nephew, my sister's son is also nephew. If you go with local languages, means Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam, different. Yes or no? So we will say my brother's son as son only. So my sister's son we will call it as Manaludu. Am I right or wrong? Tamil also Kumara and Murugan. In Tamil, my brother's son is Kumara. My sister's son is Murugan. Okay. So, you know the temple Muruga, right? How it came? He is the Murugan of Lord Vishnu. Vishnu Murthy Manaludu. How you call him as Kumara? Lord Shiva's son. Got it? So good. So in local language, in nephew has two different words. Okay. But in English we have only one word. Okay. Niece means same, siblings, daughter. What do we have to call? Siblings, daughter. Okay. So that means that my brother's daughter is niece to me. My sister's daughter is also niece to me. అది తెలుగులోకి వచ్చేసరికి బ్రదర్ డాటర్ ఏమో కూతురులాగా చూస్తాం, అదే సిస్టర్ డాటర్ అయితే మనం చూస్తామా మేనకోడలు అంటాం, అవునా కాదా? సో డిఫరెన్స్ వచ్చేసింది, అవునా కాదా? సో కీప్ దిస్ పాయింట్స్ ఇన్ యువర్ బ్రెయిన్. నౌ హౌ దీస్ టూ పీపుల్ కాల్ హిమ్? దేర్ సిబ్లింగ్స్ సన్ means nephew. Okay. How these people call her? Niece, because siblings son. How these, sorry, siblings daughter. Okay. How these people call him? Nephew again. How these people call her? Niece again. Clear for you? Nephew and niece. Okay. If you observe, before marriage relations, we are in this level. Okay. That is the reason every relation I will explain only with them. How we call, how they call us. Only two relations. Okay. So one fine day, sir, my uncle got married, sir. Okay. So he got some children. They are siblings, right or wrong? One fine day, my aunt also got married, sir. She also got some children. One fine day, some children. Okay. Good. Now what we have to observe is, if you observe, I have skipped his wife. Means I don't have any relation. I have skipped his husband. I don't have any relation. Already I have explained you, right? Okay, if there is no option saying that no relation or Mrs. Pullamma or uncle's wife, then we have to take them as aunt. Clear for you? Good. Now, how these people calls us? Here, the beautiful word comes into picture is known as cousin. What's the word that come into picture? Cousin. Okay. So, cousin, actually, you are very much lucky nowadays because now you have only cousin. If you go back by 15 years or 20 years, okay, first ordered cousin, second ordered cousin, third ordered cousins, I can even ask 10th ordered cousin also, not a problem. Okay. So, తెలుగులో కూడా మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే వేలు విడిచిన తమ్ముడికి ఇది వేలు విడిచాడా, ఎక్కడ విడిచాడు ఎప్పుడు విన్నారు ఇలాంటి పదాలు? డీప్ రూటెడ్ విలేజెస్లోకి వెళ్తే వాళ్ళకి దేశంలో ఉన్న ప్రతి ఒక్కరితో ఉన్న రిలేషన్ తెలుసు, వాళ్ళకి మనకు తెలియదు కానీ, అవునా కాదా? సో మనం గట్టిగా మాడితే మనం అశోక్నగర్లో ఉంటే అమీర్పేటలో ఉన్నప్పుడు మనకేమవుతాడు, ఓకే మనకు బంధువులు ఉన్నారా అని మనం ఫీల్ అవుతాం. లేదంటే వాళ్ళు అడుగుతాం, అమ్మా ఇప్పుడు నేను వాళ్ళని ఎవరు పిలవాలి అని మనం అడుగుతాం, అవునా కాదా? సో ఇఫ్ యూ గో టు డీప్ రూటెడ్ విలేజెస్, దేర్ ఇఫ్ యూ టేక్ 150 years old lady or 160 years old lady, 40 years old lady, even the men, not a problem, especially ladies, if you ask them how that person related means, they will start saying that your fathers మీ తాతకి వేలు విడిచిన తమ్ముడికి రెండో భార్యకి అల్లుడికి ఇక మొదలెడతారు రిలేషన్. నీకు అవన్నీ ఇంటుంటే మైండ్ ఫీజు ఎగిరిపోతుంది. లాస్ట్ ఎవరు తెలుసా? ఇంటి కాదు కానీ ఆవిడ పిలవమంటావు చెప్పు. ఎందుకంటే తాత ఇంతవరకు ఓకే, తాతకి వేలు విడిచిన ఈ వేలు వేయడంలోనే మనకు విరిగిపోయింది వేలు, అవునా కాదా? సో వీ కాంట్ గెట్ ఇట్ రైట్ ఆర్ రాంగ్. సో కజిన్స్ హ్యాస్ దోస్ ఆల్. ఫస్ట్ ఆర్డర్ కజిన్స్, సెకండ్ ఆర్డర్ కజిన్స్, థర్డ్ ఆర్డర్ కజిన్స్, వేలేంటి కాల్ కూడా వరకు తెచ్చుకుని మనం. ఓకే, లిసన్ కేర్ఫుల్లీ. సో వాట్ ఈస్ కజిన్? సింపుల్. If parents are siblings, then their children are cousins. Clear? Simply speaking, these two are couple or siblings. Okay. Their children. These two are cousins. Okay. These two are cousins to each other. No problem if you take a men or women, anyone, no problem. Okay. So all these will be cousins because parents are siblings. Okay. Now observe how this person calls these people. Okay. Sir, their parent or siblings. Means their children or cousins. Okay. Now you have to understand, for him, he is a cousin. For him, she is also a cousin. That is the reason in English we have a common mistake called cousin brother, cousin sister is wrong ones. Okay. Why? Because cousin sister, cousin only. Again, why should you add the title cousin sister? Am I right or wrong? For him, she is cousin brother. Why should you say that he is cousin brother? Again, cousin only, right? No need to say cousin brother, cousin sister. In English, if anybody uses cousin brother, cousin sister, it's a wrong one. But if you observe in the real life society, people will introduce others as, my cousin brother. Am I right or wrong? వాళ్ళ ఇంటెన్షన్ పాపం కజిన్కి బ్రదర్ అని చెప్పడం కాదు, కజిన్కి బాబాయ్ కొడుకు ఏదో చెప్పాలి ఇంటెన్షన్. మనకు అక్కడ కుదరదు, కజిన్ అని చెప్పాలి మనం. am I right or wrong? మనకు అంత ఉండదుగా. మనం ఏం చెప్తాం సింపుల్గా, మా కజిన్ బ్రదర్, మా కజిన్ సిస్టర్. ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేసినప్పుడు చూసుకోండి మీరు. ఓకే, ఈ పెళ్ళిళ్ళు, ఎంగేజ్మెంట్, ఫంక్షన్స్ జరుగుతుంటాయి కదా, అందులో మనకు చాలా కొత్త వాళ్ళు పరిచయం అవుతుంటారు కదా, వాళ్ళ గురించి చెప్పేటప్పుడు ఒక్కొక్కటి చెప్తుంటారు మా కజిన్ బ్రదర్. దట్టు ఆ పర్సన్ ఎవడైతే ఉన్నాడో వాడు కొంచెం మంచి పొజిషన్లో ఉన్నాడు అనుకో సొసైటీలో, గ్యారంటీగా వాడిని ప్రతి ఒక్కరికి ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేస్తారు. బీరకాయ బీజ్ సంబంధాలు కూడా తీసుకొచ్చి పెడతారు, అవునా కాదా? సో మా తాతయ్యకి, ఓకే, రెండో భార్యకి, వాళ్ళ మనవుడికి, వైఫ్కి తమ్ముడు అని కూడా చెప్తారు. అరే వీళ్ళ తాతయ్య ఎక్కువ, వాళ్ళ తాతయ్యకి రెండో వైఫ్ అంటే వీళ్ళకి సంబంధించిన వాళ్ళు కాదు. ఓకే, సో వాళ్ళకి మళ్ళీ అల్లుడు. అరే బాబు ఆవుతోటి నాకు సంబంధం లేదంటే వాళ్ళ అల్లుడితో నాకే. రైట్ ఆర్ రాంగ్? సో ఎవడైనా సొసైటీలో కొంచెం రిప్యుటేషన్లో ఉంటే, కొంచెం ఫైనాన్షియల్గా బాగుండడం, స్టేటస్లో ఉండడం చేస్తే వాడిని ప్రతి ఓడు పిలిచి ఈడు మావాడే, ఈడు మావాడే. కావాలి చూడండి, ఒక బెగ్గర్ని ఈడు మా బంధువు అని ఎవరికి చెప్పరు, అవునా కాదా? ఇన్ఫాక్ట్ ఆయన పేరెంట్ అయినా కూడా చెప్పరు దుర్మార్గులు. అదే ఒక ఐఏఎస్ ఆఫీసర్కి నాకు ఎప్పుడో ఒక చిన్న పరిచయం ఉందనుకో, మా ఫ్రెండే ఐఏఎస్ ఆఫీసర్, ఒక చిన్న పరిచయం చాలు మా ఫ్రెండ్ అయిపోతాడు, అవునా కాదా? Anyhow, leave it. Let's get back to the work. So these two are cousins. Okay. What about these two? You tell me. Cousins. Why? Because parents are siblings. What about these two? Cousins. Because parents are siblings. What about these two? Cousins. Because parents are siblings. What about these two? Speak out. Cousins. What about these people? These two? Cousins. What about these two? Not. Cousins, cousin. Oh no. Cousin ke dikledu. Malli cousins, cousin endukle malli manki. Okay. These two are not cousins. Because their parent and their parent are not siblings. And that too, if they are siblings, this relation will be a trash. Suppose if these two are siblings, okay, his brother's brother means for him also his brother. His sister means for him also his brother. Chandalam relation, no? Okay, that is the reason. No. That is the reason. Anywhere if you want to go over cousin, undoubtedly you have to check is the parent siblings or not. That is the only condition. Okay. So now if you want to go with first ordered cousins, second ordered cousins, very simple. I will explain you. Just a minute. Sir, if parents are siblings, children are cousins. If grandparents are siblings, second ordered cousins. This is first ordered. This is second ordered. If if grandparents are siblings, then these are third ordered cousins. If the great grandparents are siblings, then these are fourth ordered. Hope you understand. First ordered, second ordered, third order, fourth order means if parents are siblings, first order. Grandparents, second order. Great grandparents, third order. Great great grandparents, fourth order. And so on. You can go with the hierarchy. Cousins. Okay. But anyhow, nowadays, unfortunately, those are not there. So, we have called them and they called us. We called them, they called us. So, the game is over. Now, sir, these all are siblings now. We have same parents. Sir, these all are siblings now. Have same parents. Okay. Now, with this, how he is related, I don't want. I think this is our level, right or wrong? With this, how they are related. With this, how they are related. Similarly, vice versa. Okay. How these people call these two collectively? Grandparents. How these people call those two collectively? Grandparents. If I want to differentiate, father side. So, paternal grandparents, maternal grandparents. Clear for you? So, how these people call him? Paternal grandfather or grandfather. How these people call her? grandmother or paternal grandmother. How these people call her? Grandma or maternal grandma. These people call him as grandpa or maternal grandpa. Okay. Reverse. Sir, these four people call these four members collectively as grandchildren. Okay. Automatically, grandson, granddaughter. Grandson, granddaughter. Actually, nowadays they are not using, but we can differentiate sons' children and daughters' children also by using the same keywords, paternal and maternal. Paternal means sons' children, paternal grandchildren. Maternal means daughters' children. Clear? But in the past almost 11 years, I have not found any question with paternal grandchildren, maternal grandchildren. Means it's already eradicated. So no need to bother about it. Okay. So leave it. So these people call them as grandson and granddaughter. Clear. So next one, sir, by mistake, either his or her, anyone's parents are alive. Either his or her, anyone's parents are alive. Okay, in general it will not happen, but suppose. Okay, so for these people, parents, grandparents, great grandparents, means great grandfather, great grandmother, great grandfather, great grandmother. Reverse, for these children, grandchildren, great grandchildren. Clear for you? Maybe you might have seen up to these one, right or wrong? Okay. So suppose, sir, by mistake, anyone's parents are still alive. Anyone's parents are still alive. Have you seen? I think no. Okay. For them, parents, grandparents, great grandparents, great grandparents. Next one will be great grandparents. Next one, great grandparents. If you go to any level, add one more great. Okay, for them, children, grandchildren, great grandchildren, great grandchildren, great grandchildren, and so on. Just add one great. These all are before marriage relations. Any doubts in it? Clear for you? Okay, before marriage is completed. Now we are going for post marriage relations. Okay. So far you are not married. Now you are married. Okay. You are married. So now you are in this stage. Okay. Happy Anna Ajay? You are married and happy antava. Good. So now come to the point. Okay, తప్పే ఉందమ్మా మ్యారేజ్ అయితే అన్హ్యాపీగా ఉండాలి రూల్ ఏముంది సిగ్గెందుకు పడ్డం ప్రపంచంలో ప్రతి ఒక్కరు చేసుకుంటారు కదా మ్యారేజ్ అంటే నేను చాలా సిగ్గుపడ్డం దేనికి ఫీల్ ఫ్రీ ఆర్ యూ హ్యాపీ let's go for it. So you already know what is wife, what is husband. Okay, how he calls her as wife అంతేగాని ఏమే రావే అంటే కుదరదు. Okay, how she calls him husband alias band. అర్థం కాలేదా ఫుల్గా అర్థమైంది కదా how she calls him as husband. So here one beautiful word is there that is known as spouse. Okay, spouse means wife to the husband, husband to the wife. Means I will call my wife as a spouse, my wife called me as spouse. Clear for you? Okay, so what we can say, wife to husband or husband to wife. Clear? Good. So now how she calls, how he calls. Okay, sir, even though she don't like, he has some siblings. Okay, but the man will not be like that. If she has a sister, he likes a lot. Am I right or wrong? Good. So now how each person calls others. Okay, so now we are in this level, means with this how they are related, for them how these are related. Okay, good. Now observe how she calls him. Oh well yaar brother, are you waiting? Okay, how she calls him. Okay, how she calls her is sister-in-law. Okay, so one new word came into the picture that is known as sis-in-law. What is that? Sus-in-law kaadu durmaruda jaartha cheppu. Okay, sister-in-law. What's the definition? brother's wife. Okay, it has two definitions. The definition one is brother's wife. Wife of brother. Okay. So next one. So how she calls her? Sister-in-law. How he calls her? Sister-in-law. Okay. Next one. How he calls her? Sister-in-law. Means wife's sister. Okay. So or how she calls her? Sister-in-law. Means husband's sister. Wife's sister, husband's sister. Nothing but sister of spouse. Yes or no? The other definition is sis of spouse. If I say sis, I am getting beautiful words. Okay, sister of spouse. Next one. So now tell me how she calls her? Sister-in-law. How he calls her? How she calls her? How she calls him? Brother-in-law. So new word. Write it. Bro-in-law. Okay. So what's the definition you got? How she calls her means brother of spouse. Okay. So bro of spouse. We have another definition also. Okay. So how she calls him? Brother-in-law. Okay. How he calls her? How he calls her? Sister-in-law. How he calls him? Brother-in-law. Spouse brother. Happily. Next one. How she calls him? Baba. Right or wrong? So, how she calls him? Brother-in-law. Okay. How he calls him? Brother-in-law. Means sister's husband is also brother-in-law. Okay, what's the other one? Come on, speak out here. Sister's husband or band is also brother-in-law. Okay, good. So how she calls her? Don't you know? Brother's sister-in-law or sister-in-law's sister or Miss Pullamma. If she got married, Mrs. Pullamma. Got it? That's it. Next one means these two people doesn't have any relation with them. Okay, good. So since these all are siblings, these have common parents. Sir, these all are siblings. These will have common parents. Am I right or wrong? Okay, good. How he calls him? Sonta nanan angul chesavu kada durmarguda. How he calls him? Father. How he calls her? Mother. How she calls him? Not uncle, father-in-law. What is that? Father-in-law. Manchi chamatkar undi. Fa-in-law. Okay. Father-in-law means she calls him as father-in-law. He calls him as father-in-law. Means simply speaking, father of spouse. Father of spouse. Observe a small point. So, my brother, one very unfine day, he did one biggest mistake in his life, that is married. Okay, automatically I'll get my sister-in-law. How I have to call the father of my sister-in-law? Mama garu, mama, father-in-law. ఇప్పుడే చెప్పా కదా ఫాదర్-ఇన్-లా అంటే ఎవరు? స్పౌజ్కి ఫాదర్. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఆయన నేను ఫాదర్-ఇన్-లా అంటే ఆయన కూతురు నేను చేసుకుని ఉండాలి. అంటే మా అన్నయ్య కూతురు చేసుకుంటే రెండు కూతురు చేసుకుని ఉండాలి. అదే కదా, ఇది అన్యాయం కదా. సో అందుకనే తెలుగుకి ఇంగ్లీష్కి మారుతుంది. డెఫినేషన్స్ చెప్పి అవే అడుగుతున్నాను, మీరు ఆన్సర్స్ జాగ్రత్తగా చెప్పాలి. ఓకేనా? రైట్. సో నౌ ఐఎమ్ ఆస్కింగ్ ద క్వశ్చన్. హౌ I will call my brother's wife's father. No relation. Or my brother's father-in-law, my sister-in-law's father. If not, Mr. Pullarao. Mr. Pullarao means we have given a lot of respect. You know that? Good. Mr. Pullarao. Happy. Okay, that is the relation. Now come to the one. So father-in-law. Next one is mother-in-law. Mother and M-A or M-O? Mother-in-law. Yeah, tell me the definition of mother-in-law. Mother of spouse. Okay. Now we have two other called son-in-law and daughter-in-law. Son-in-law. What is son-in-law? Daughter's husband. Daughter's husband or band. Daughter-in-law. What is meant by daughter-in-law? Son's wife. Okay. Okay. Right, good. Listen carefully. So now let us see how he calls him. How he calls him? Father. How he calls her? How he calls him? Father-in-law. How he calls her? Mother-in-law. How she calls her? How she calls her? How she calls him? How she calls him? Clear? Now come to the reverse questions. How he calls him? How he calls her? How she calls him? How she calls her? How he calls him? How he calls her? How she calls him? How she calls her? Daughter. Clear? So these are the relations. Now I am asking you a small question. How is my sister's husband's father calls me? My sister's husband's father calls me. No relation. Don't say son-in-law. Son-in-law అవ్వాలంటే మళ్ళీ ఆయనకి రెండో కూతురు ఉండాలి, నేను తాళి కట్టేయాలి. ఓకేనా? సో వద్దు. Okay. So hope you understand the relations. Get. So totally these are the relations that are existing in the blood relations topic. Okay. So here the beauty is that if I say son-in-law, okay, if I say daughter-in-law, that means that in-law they are daughter. Means with respect to the legal, we have to treat them as daughters. But no mother-in-law treats her daughter-in-law as a daughter. Only in-law only, right or wrong? So at the same time, mother-in-law means she has to feel her spouse father also as mother. But will she feel her like that? Not at all, right or wrong? So iddaru okala మీద ఒకరు నిప్పులు చల్లుకుంటూ ఉంటారు. But the beauty is that these two will happily go to the parties. Yes or no? With full friendship, no problem at all. But these two have a lot of problems. What do you say, my dear boys and girls? Yes or no? అత్తా కోడలు. ఎస్. ఓకే. మామాలు కొట్టుకోవడం మీరు చూసారా? చాలా రేర్ యాంటిక్గా ఉంటాయి సొసైటీలో. అదే అత్తా కోడళ్ళు చాలా రేర్ యాంటిక్గా ఉంటాయి కొట్టుకోకపోతే. అవునా కాదా? సొసైటీ అంటే అలాగే ఉంటుందమ్మా. సో ఐ విల్ గివ్ సమ్ ఇన్సిడెంట్స్. జస్ట్ ఇమాజిన్, హ్యావ్ యూ సీన్ ఆర్ నాట్ ఇన్ ద రియల్ లైఫ్? Father and son fighting is very, very, very rare. But mother and daughter's fighting is regular. Am I right or wrong? Okay. So, son-in-law and father-in-law's fighting is nowhere you will see almost. It's 0.0001%. But daughter-in-law, mother-in-law fighting is brutal and regular, right or wrong? What you noticed about it finally? No, fighting is common only between women. Okay. So, for the success of a man, behind there might be a women or not, that is secondary. But for the fighting, there will be a women. Clear? What do you say? If you take two brothers in general, post-marriage in general they won't fight. Pre-marriage okay. Post-marriage 90% they won't. If they fight, the only reason behind it is their wives. What do you say? In the real life I am asking here. Yes or no? What is the moral of the story? Behind the success of every man, there might or might not be a woman. But each and every fight between men, there will be some women. Okay, let's go for the fun. Okay. Good. Right. Listen carefully. This is the total concept of blood relations. Okay, based on this, we have to solve the problems. So before we solve the problems, okay, I'll ask few questions, then the models of blood relations. Okay. Question 1. Listen and answer me, because all the relations I have given you now, right? Okay. How my father's wife's only son calls me. మనం మరి నెక్స్ట్ లెవెల్కి వెళ్ళిపోయావు తెలుసా, కజిన్ ఎలా వచ్చిందమ్మా. సో ఐఎమ్ రిపీటింగ్ మై క్వశ్చన్. హౌ ఈస్ మై ఫాదర్స్ వైఫ్స్ ఓన్లీ సన్ కాల్స్ మీ. నాతో నాకు రిలేషన్ లేదా చెప్పు, నాతో నాకు రిలేషన్ లేదంటే ఈ శరీరాన్ని ఇక్కడే వదిలేసి వెళ్ళిపోతా. So 2 points you should understand. Okay, number 1, if you feel the question will be read by a man or by a woman, what you are all doing the mistake is you are all feeling that when I am saying my fathers etc, feeling that really my life. Who said it, yaar? Okay, in the examination if you find this question, will you ask examiner is male or female? Paper setter is male or female? No, right? So my means yours. Okay, the question will be read by a man, can be read by a woman. If it is read by a man, then what happens? Men's fathers wife means mothers, only son means himself, so answer will be myself. But if the same question is read by a woman, okay, my women's father's wife means this women's mothers, only son means myself or a different character? Different character. My father's wife's only son related to me, brother. Means 2 answers are there. Number 1 is myself, number 2 is brother. You should consider both. Okay, moral of the story is, when you read the word my or I, never feel that Amarnadh, or you never feel that Ajay, you never feel that Supriya. Got my point? So if you read any question, you should feel that my means an unknown gender, because the question may be read by a man or may be read by a woman. Clear for you? Be careful with it. Okay, next question. How is Raju's brother's father's mother's daughter calls Raju? I am repeating my question. How is Raju's brother's father's wife's daughter calls Raju? What's the answer? Who said that? Means you decided Raju is a male? How? I have one. Rani is female. Oh. Okay, Pridarshi means? Okay. We have a comedian, Pridarshi. Okay, he is a male. Am I right or wrong here? Chaitanya, with that name there are some women, there are some men. Raju, with that name there are some men, some women. Okay, not option based. Based on the names, you should not go for the gender. Tomorrow, for my daughter, I will name her as Raju. Have any problem? Will you file a suit against me in the court saying that, sir, a female name for a male gender or a male's name for a female gender, will you file a suit against me? Will the court accept it? No. For my son, I will call Rani. Have any objection? Yeah, nowadays, a person's son, they will call them as, hi puppy. Puppy means, you know the meaning of puppy? Small dog is known as puppy. Means they are calling them as dogs. No problem. I am just changing the gender. Any problem for you? No, right? So, moral of the story is, based on the genders, we should not go for, based on the names, we should not decide the gender. Djokovic, male or female? Chow and Lai, male or female? Got it? So Messi, male or female? You know one player, right? You are saying that Messi is male or female. But I am asking Messi, there might be women also, right? Okay, that is the reason. Based on the names, we should not go for the genders. Okay, so I'll give you 2 points. Remember, Raju's brother. Raju, I am assuming male. Raju's brothers. I am assuming. Father means Raju's father. Wife, Raju's mother. Daughter means Raju's sister. Sister calls him as brother. There ends the game. If I take Raju as female, Raju's brothers, Thairo, Raju's brother, Raju is female. Father, okay, Raju's father. Wife, Raju's mother. Daughter, Raju itself. Myself is the answer. You are creating another daughter and saying that sister. That is also a possibility. Yes, I am accepting. Okay, means it has three possibilities. Number one is myself, number two is sister, number three is brother. All the three are correct. Remember, blood relations comes under analytical reasoning. In analytical reasoning, ultimate target for each and every question is you have to find all the possibilities. You should not even leave a single possibility. Clear for you? So, this case, total three possibilities, all the three you have to consider. Clear? Next one. Sir, in 99% of the cases, whatever I said is final. That is, Raju, gender is unknown. That's it. But in the 1%, you have to take Raju is male. Why? Because, so in general, such mistakes will not be done in the examinations because the paper setter should be very much clear about the questions. Okay, but in TSPSC 2023 paper, no. 2022 TSPSC Group 1 paper was held, prelims. After that was cancelled and in 2023 again the paper was conducted, right or wrong? In 2022 paper, he has given one question on blood relations. Okay, that question's answer, if you take this one like men and women, so the answer changes. Okay, so he has taken based on the person's name as gender, the answer. The other possibility has not mentioned in the options. Clear for you? Suppose Raju's, okay, brothers, fathers, wives, daughter. Means I have taken Raju as male. Okay, how she calls him? Brother. In the options you have brother. Sister and myself is also a possibility, right? But that options are not given. Then answer should be cannot be determined. That option is also not there. Then I have to choose only brother. Means I have to decide Raju is a male. Got it, my dear personals? Okay, like that we have to understand. Okay, he has differentiated. Means in 99% of the cases, based on the name, we should not go for the gender. Okay, but based on the gender, sorry, in 1% or 5%, we might. That depends. Okay. Next one, the modals. Coming to the modals, observe first one. Apostrophe modal. Just now I have given so many examples with apostrophe. My brothers, fathers, wives, son, daughter, or daughters, so and so. Means apostrophe modal. It is the easiest model in it. Okay. So second one is of. Suppose if I want to say one statement, Ajay is the friend of the father of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, if I said. Ajay is friend. For whom? Father of. For whom he is the father? Abdul Kalam. Means you have to come in the reverse order. Abdul Kalam, father. For him, friend, he is Mr. Ajay. Of means you will go in the same order or reverse order? Reverse order. Whereas if you go with apostrophes, my brothers, fathers, wives, daughters. Do you understand that? Means in the same order I will go. But if it is of, reverse order. Okay, right, these two. With these two combination, there will be direct and indirect speech questions. Direct and indirect speech questions. Okay, so that means that, so pointing to a girl, Raju said that she is the brother of, or she is the sister of so and so, so and so, so and so. I can give a narration, right or wrong? So this is direct speech. Okay. So similarly indirect speech also. Or pointing to a photograph, Raju said that he is the brother of or so and so, so and so, so and so. Right or wrong? So this is all known as direct indirect speeches. Okay. Next one. These three one set. Next one is puzzle based questions. Okay. Puzzles. Puzzles means what happens is, suppose in a family there might be 6 members. 6 members means they are related to each other, right or wrong? Family means. Okay, how this person related to her, or etc. etc. I will give some relations. I will say that A's mother is B. Okay, B's son is D. That means indirectly I have said that A's mother is B, B's son is D. Means A and D are siblings. I have related these two also, right or wrong? So sometimes I will specify that, okay, D's grandfather is E. Okay, E has only a son. That means I will give some statements like that. You have to fix the arrangement. Okay, if you observe all the blood relations, we will represent by using tree diagrams like this. Okay, observe this. So this is all one generation, second generation, next generation, and so right or wrong. In the layer of picture with the tree diagram, we will represent. Even when I am explaining the question, my brother means same generation, fathers, wives, same generation, son or daughter, again to my generation. Do you understand that? I'm drawing a diagram, right? Tree diagram that you have to write. That is known as puzzle-based questions. Okay. Right. If you go for puzzle-based questions, in in blood relations of bank and SSC, especially bank. So these are too high. It will not be a single one line statement or two line statements. It will give 5 lines, 10 lines, 15 lines. Okay, they will ask the questions because for them 5 questions will be given. Other than bank examination, if you go for what we say civil services, groups, SA constable, in all those, in general he will give only one question. One question means the narration will also be 2 lines or 3 lines is a maximum narration. Okay, this is about puzzles. Okay, next one is coded relations. Coded relations. Coded relations means, sir, in the puzzle, the statements will be A is the father of B. Yes or no? Like that he will give. Now what he will do is, A plus B means the same. A is the father of B. Similarly, A minus B. Similarly, A into B. Similarly, A divided by B. Similarly, A copy B. Similarly, A at the rates B, and so on he will give. And finally says that A plus B minus C into D divided by E. Find how A is related to E. Got it, my dear boys and girls? Like that he will ask the questions. Those are known as coded relations. Okay. So in coded relations, again we have 2 types. Number 1, sir, he will give an equation like this: A plus B minus C into D divided by E. How A is related to E, or how D is related to A, etc., etc. Reverse questions. Sir, in the question he will say that A is grandfather of B, not the girlfriend, GF means grandfather of B. Okay, then which of the following is correct? A plus B minus C and so on. Okay. Which equation is correct as makes the given statement correct one? Which option is correct? Got it. These are the total 4 models that we have. Clear for you? So let us discuss them one by one.